Hi, Scorpio, Sun, Moon, and Ascendant. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your March 20th and March 21st Equinox and New Moon reading. Now, the Equinox is on the 20th, it goes into the 21st, and the New Moon is on the 21st. Now, I ask if this reading resonates with you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It helps the channel tremendously. It helps it grow. It helps me out tremendously. So thank you so very much for doing so. If you're interested in any of the cards that I'm using, they will all be listed in the description box below. Now, before we begin this reading, let us clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. This cleanse and meditation will be accompanied by a loud sound. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from the body like storm clouds. Letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as we enter into this safe and loving space. Now, this new moon and this equinox is so exciting. All right. The equinox is known also as the astrological new year. So if you've been having a hard time with 2023, this is like our chance at a reset button, our chance of things just moving forward a little bit calmer and a little bit more in alignment. So let's see what energy we need to be mindful of. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. We can be a little bit obsessive during this time, Scorpio. So just be mindful of this. I just see this as like the water falling in on you. So I view this card very much as Narcissus, right? Just becoming obsessed with our own reflection. We might be looking at ourselves saying, oh, I don't like this, or I don't like that, or I want this, or I want that. I know Narcissus was just madly in love with himself and thought nobody matched. Nobody was as beautiful or as wonderful as he was. We could be there. I'm just not seeing that quite as much, but I'm just seeing emotions overwhelming us, just being kind of drowning in this emotional chaos, being a little bit too harsh, a little bit too, intense on ourselves. So just be aware of that. Now let's see what Spirit has to say for herself. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Now, here we have centered. The message from Spirit is centered. We need to be centered within ourselves. Look at what we want, what we're heading towards, where we want to be, and just have that sense of center. Have that sense of, I'm coming home to me. This is my balance and this is my harmony. And that's going to be just so beneficial to us. It's going to move us forward in a way that is absolutely astounding. But being centered is also something we have to remember, because we can feel off-centered very easily at times, and that can be just a little bit chaotic. So let's see what the tarot has to say for herself during this equinox and this new moon. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. So what's really interesting here is this new moon and this equinox, okay? It really propels us forward in a way that, we can't stop it, even if we wanted to. The new moon is in 0 degrees Aries. The equinox has 0 planets in it that are in retrograde, which is absolutely wonderful. We have a strong motivation to move forward during this time. And with the Aries new moon, there is such a power of transformation, such a power of change. But also we have 6 planets in Aries. There's this force, there's this power, there's this distinction to this time. Now, a low vibrational Aries can be very argumentative, very warlike, right? But a high vibrational Aries is somebody who sees things almost in 3D, who can look at a map and see. It's like those generals that are just, you read about in books where they only say all the good things about them, where it's like they could just look at a problem and get it solved. And that's what we're going to have, that energy here, because Aries is the god of war, right? The ultimate general. We're going to be able to look at things where we feel like, oh, this is a bit of a battle, or this is a bit of chaos, or, oh, this isn't moving forward the way that I wanted needed it to. And all of a sudden, we're going to be able to kind of like see the answers to our problems. Not completely, because we're not going to be able to just like walk through this time and be absolutely, deliriously happy as we would like to be. But this is triumph over darkness in a very real sense. We're going to see this moon and this equinox moving us forward to what we love, what we want, and what we desire. With the Knight of Cups, it represents us, Scorpio, in the minor arcana. We're taking the reins. We're looking at the way that we need to move forward. Knights can be impetuous, so do be mindful about that. Be mindful of saying, okay, I'm just going to go for the sake of going. But there is a real sense here of I am moving forward, and that's where I need to be. I need to be forward. I need to be moving onward. Now, what's very interesting here is that we can get overwhelmed rather easily. Everybody can, because we have the sun, the moon, and Neptune squared Mars. Mars rules Aries. Mars is in Gemini. What this means is that communication, media, social media can become very overwhelming for us, especially the opinions of others. Now, Scorpio, we're not necessarily the type of sign that really super cares what everybody else thinks, but it does have an impact. We're also much more sensitive than we like to let lead on. So just be mindful of that here as we're moving forward to what we want and what we desire, that we can be carrying the baggage of the past, other people's words, other people's doubts, even if we're sensitive, their emotions, as we're trying to move forward and get to where we need to be. Now, it moves us to the 10 of Pentacles reversed. The 10 of Pentacles is generational success. Well, here, we can really be looking at generational curses or, mindsets that were taught to us by our guardians, by our parents, by well-intentioned people or not well-intentioned people. It makes us think we don't get to have wealth, or that what has been passed down to us can't be equated to money or something we value as much as money. That's a lie. That is a lie. Be very aware of this, Scorpio, that during this time, as we're embracing our prosperity and our success, okay, we do have the moon and the sun in a tight semi-square with Uranus. This brings clarity, truth, and awakening. We can be fighting this. We can be looking at the past and saying, well, if I didn't make that decision, I'd be here by now or there by now, or I'd have achieved this or that. That's speculation. You don't know if that's true or not. Okay? It might have worked for one person. It doesn't mean that it would have worked for us, or that the lessons that we were meant to live, okay, wouldn't have come to us in different ways. And whether we know it or not, we could have gotten a softer blow, even if that blow was really quite intense or devastating. So just be aware of this. What is it called? The Akashic Records. Yeah. I was listening to somebody and she was talking about getting sick and having cancer, which I know is absolutely terrible. And she said that she was meditating and she went into these records, and it was either you have it now or you have it later. And that was the knowledge that she had. And she said, okay, I'll fight it now. Better than fighting it later. And there was just such a peace to her when she said it, where it was either now or it was later. And that put a lot of things in alignment where I was like, well, that wasn't fair, or this isn't fair, or, what about this? What about that? It's part of our lesson here. And I'm not talking about the truly horrendous things, because I don't want to say like, oh, it was supposed to be. But there is a strength to you that is astounding. You need to recognize it, because there's almost a sense here of there's nothing beautiful about me. And that is absolutely wrong. Absolutely wrong. It moves us to the Magician reversed. This isn't time to stand, before the altar of anything and claim everything and say, this is mine, this is what I'm doing. This is a time for you to be a lot more quiet, a lot more introspective, a lot more discerning about you here. Here, Scorpio, what do you want? What do you desire? What do you need? You might feel at times, with all the transformation that's coming forward, the magic is gone. The beauty is gone. It's not. It's not. It's different. It's quieter. It's more personal. You're not ready right now to claim all your gifts. Know that you have a lot more gifts than you realize. And I know people say, oh, Dane, I'm this many years old. How can this even be relevant to me? There is no age limit in the world of spirit. There is no sense of, oh, you can't do this now. There's a power that comes over you. And there's a sense here of when I step forward into it, I step forward into me. And it's almost like you don't step forward and announce it to everybody else. First, announce it to yourself. First, claim it within you. Because you're going to see, again, there are gifts that you have that you're apprehensive about taking. With the Tower reversed, this is change. This is change that we're actually able to ride really, really well. The Tower is change that can hit us right between the eyes and be like, whoa, where the heck did this come from? But the Tower reverse is knowing that, yes, a lot of things have changed. Yes, a lot of things have moved us forward. Or it seems at times backwards. But it has moved us in the direction that Spirit needed us to be. And with the Tower reversed, we're going to see that we're rebuilding a lot that was sacredly important to us. And we're actually finding out what was sacredly important to us. It brings us to the Queen of Swords. This is air sign energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. But what this is for us, Scorpio, is us finding our voice. Cutting through doubts and fears and negativities, hurts and pains, and saying, this is what I want, this is what I need, and this is who I am. The Queen of Swords is the most masculine of all the queens. What that means is that she is much more involved in action. There is a sense of, I'm putting into action everything that I have worked so hard for. And the sword is also the only weapon within the tarot. Yes, we can say the staves, the wands are, but it's also a learning tool. And it's definitely not, only meant to be a weapon like a sword is. So what we're going to see here is that there's a clarity to our mind and to our spirit that really helps us to move forward. Our reasoning skills that help us to move forward in ways that others don't have. There's going to be this sense of clarity, of insight, of, oh, well, why don't you do it like this and not like that? Or people are going to be like, oh, I just didn't see it like that. Or, oh my gosh, that's such a simple answer. But it took stepping outside of the box. And that's going to be a huge thing for you, Scorpio. You're stepping outside of the box. You don't want to be constrained. You don't want to be retained. You want to be you. And that's what you're seeing. Don't compare yourself to everybody. Everybody else, choreographs their lives, puts out the best pictures, the best this, the best that. So we're left feeling envious. And then, because we're not supposed to feel jealous at all, that's one of the emotions that our society frowns upon. It's like, oh, well, this must be me. I'm just cursed. I just can't ever. It's like, no, you're breaking it. You're breaking that curse. You're finding your own power. It's not to be, shared with everybody else. You're building your tower again. You're building your prosperity, your success, your abundance. You're finding that what was once ruined has led you on an adventure. You would call it in a book. You would call the series that you've been on an adventure that if everything had just gone smoothly, you would never have been on. And that brings you to the place of being a queen. That brings you to a place of being the second highest power in the court cards, knowing what you want. Well, actually, it's on par with the king. It's just embracing things differently. You have the action because it's the most masculine of the swords. I mean, of the queens. But it's also a sense of intuition. It's a sense of deeper understanding, meditation, insight, ideas. You're weaving it all together within your mind and then able to put that into action. Let's see what the moon has to say for herself. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. It's interesting. Gemini energy for you is very important within this moon. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides, angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Emotions are running high. Creation. With you moving forward, the emotions run high because that's how this equinox and new moon work. It's going to give you the insight you need, the brilliance you need to be able to create what you want, what you desire, and what you're looking for. It brings you to a release where the answers you need are coming. They're blocked because, again, it feels like I can't accept this. Once you release that negativity, once you release the weight that we're carrying, you're going to see yourself moving forward in a way that is like, oh, I didn't realize, or like, oh, that's what spirit was saying. Prosperity lies ahead, okay? Darkness. We're going to find it rather difficult at times to embrace the darkness the way that we need to, or the way that spirit wants us to. And it's funny because we're Scorpio energy, we exist within the darkness, and we walk in between the knowing and the unknowing. But we can find that to be very overwhelming right now. Prosperity lies ahead. We have to first embrace our magic, which we're having a difficult time with. Our magic is our spark, our purpose, what brings us joy, what lights up our face. And it's not getting something, you know? It's not like, oh, if I get this thing, then I'll be happy. It's like, no, this is what I have within me. This, when I go for a walk, or when I garden, or when I'm, you know, riding a race bike, or whatever it is, this is my bliss. And that's what we're following. We're following the happiness. And it says here, self-love. Communication is key. Saying what you want, especially to yourself, Scorpio, is key to your self-love. And it's key to rebuilding what you want. Conclusions are within reach. And they are within your reach. This is growth. This is power. You're stepping into your power. After so long of feeling like you didn't have a right to it, or powerless, or overwhelmed, or whatever it was, now you're stepping into your power, and it's extraordinary. Your subconscious energy to be mindful of here is the Two of Pentacles. You're not really going to be very good at balancing a lot of things during this time. Look at one thing, do that, then go to the other. This is going to be a time where you have to say, okay, I might be interested in a lot, because again, we can be very overwhelmed by information very, very easily, but we can also find ourselves to be very curious, diving deeper and deeper and deeper into things. Our subconscious message from spirit here is balanced, reversed. We're not feeling as balanced. And spirit's saying here, find your balance, find your harmony, even if it's just for moments throughout the day. That is going to help you in ways that you hadn't imagined. Our subconscious tarot message is the Nine of Cups reversed. We don't feel like a wish is being granted, or we don't feel like everything is moving forward easily. We can also feel like others are supposed to be celebrating me, and they're not. With the Nine of Cups reversed, be mindful subconsciously that we can be getting resentful towards people or towards things, or, you know, whatever. We need to stop that, because it's going to snowball very, very, very easily. With the Nine of Cups reversed, there is a need to say, what do I wish for and what do I want? How do I need to move forward? And you need to state that to yourself. And then you're going to find that it starts to manifest within your world, but in ways, again, that you hadn't anticipated. Our subconscious Luna message is fear. And your commitment is being tested. Your commitment is being tested. And we don't necessarily feel that way, but the fear is real. So our commitment is being tested by fear. And that's going to be something that needs to be acknowledged. Our fear is keeping us from truly flying, truly embracing, truly, you know, heading in the direction that we want. And that's why our commitment is being tested. But we don't see it as that. We just see like, wow, I'm really overwhelmed, or I don't want to juggle all of this. So just be aware of that. All right, Scorpio, I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I am sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all, and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we embrace the power, intensity, and beauty of this equinox and new moon and of ourselves. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Scorpio. May you have a blessed equinox and new moon, a wonderful astrological new year, things moving forward in the way that your soul deeply needs. Again, may blessings always be with you, and God bless. Bye.